All right. I've gone through your computer's browser history, and you seem to have a type.
The Dark Souls, bitch! Wait.
The softest high five ever.
Why don't you love me? How do you feel me? Why don't you love me? You want to tell me, baby. Spend the moment to look back, baby. Spend the moment to look back, baby. Listen. Make you free, make you too, make you throw, make you crazy. Breaking down now. Okay. Easy.
That's copy and paste.
Yeah, that's copy paste. Sounds good though.
So sweet. Cause if you're even mine, cause if you're even mine, why don't you love me? Why do you love me?
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
That teeth roll was crazy.
Yeah, these just hit different, obviously, because you have so much more freedom to like
Yeah.
perfect the music, and obviously this was very evident that there's copy and paste in there. So I guess that confirms that you're allowed to do that. But that was already confirmed actually into Zeka. But yeah, dude, that's super sick fucking routine. The tag team dynamic, fucking love it. The mix was on point, it sounded amazing. The routine was really sick, a lot of variation, I think. Yeah, I just kind of wish like it is a battle load. I don't think they did any reference to Dropical in there. It was kind of like its own standalone kind of thing, which is fine, I guess. It's just an online thing anyway, so like you kind of lose that element of battle. But I still like to see it like in some extent because it is ultimately at the end of the day still supposed to be a battle, right? I think, yeah, ZIEGER versus Dropcial, so it is a battle, and there's really no battle element in there at all. It was just like a musical track that sounded fucking amazing. So, yeah, it is what it is. I don't think they'd score any points in the battle category if they are judging that, unfortunately. But they had to score high in literally everything else. It was that good. Excelled like amazingly in everything else.
Yeah, it's given me the what a Yamori and John
Gyro.
T or whatever. Gyro, dude. It seems like they were taking a little bit of inspiration from them with the that whole thing. But I think we just realized. So I've seen ZIEGER in live settings before, but I haven't seen them really on online. At least not done up like this. Obviously, wildcards I've seen, but I think we just realized that in this format, they are really, really, really good. Like
Yeah.
they're good outside of it. Don't get me wrong, but holy crap, that was the cleanest thing I've ever heard from them, and it felt like a produced den track almost, where it was like musical and everything was in its proper place. It was sick. I liked it.
Yeah, the thing is just the nature of like the format too. Like if it's not clean,
100%.
then you're doing it wrong.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's probably one of their better routines. Like regardless of like the circumstance, I think. Like
Yeah.
most of it was beatboxable. It's just like some of the sounds were obviously like placed in there just for like cleanliness and like pitch control, I guess. But I
Hmm.
would think like overall, most of it was like very much beatboxable for the most part. So yeah, it's a
I think
super
all of
sick
it was,
routine.
yeah.
Very very sick routine from ZIEGER. Um, Unfortunately, didn't really battle in that routine, but excelled in pretty much everything else. So yeah, let's check out Dropical.
Please.
I don't give a shit. I take him. I don't give a shit. I take him.
That was hard.
Yeah, that's like the polar opposite of what ZIEGER did, honestly. Like ZIEGER
Mhm.
just did like a musical masterpiece with like fucking very hard hitting like I don't want to say drops because they weren't like drops, but um just like yeah, this is like the polar opposite, bro. Like this is a fucking technical masterpiece, and ZIEGER's was like a musical masterpiece. Um, so that's tough. Like it's hard to compare those, right? Especially in like this kind of format. I I think Dropicals. No, I think like ZIEGER's is more like easy to listen to because I feel like you had to be like a deep beatbox fan to really appreciate what Dropical did here. Because like if you're not like familiar with beatbox and you just like watch Dropical's routine here, you just be like, what the fuck is this? um,
Mhm.
it was just like a technical kind of like new school technical like masterpiece. That's like the only way I can describe it. Some of the combinations that he was doing in there was fucking insane. And I think like the craziest part about that is like I listened to it like very carefully. I don't think he had any copy and paste in there. I
I was
thought
about to say the same thing.
like it was mixed very well. There's definitely some reverb and whatnot, like effects added in that category, but I don't think he used any copy and paste. Like when you're listening to ZIEGER, it was very obvious that they used some copy and paste. I think like Tropicals was very much straight beatbox skill. Routine wise, I love them both, bro. Like I genuinely love them both. Um, battle aspect, I give it the Dropical, just like the style, just kind of dominates in the battle aspect.
Yep.
I think ZIEGER won in probably like the musical area. I don't know what categories they're using, honestly. I'd have to look into it, but for like overall, who I thought won, that's tough. Too fucking hard right now. Like, what do you think, man?
I think, and it might be recency bias because of what I just said, where I was like, oh, Dropical's gonna do the single person tag team thing again. And then he didn't do that. I think that was a bit disappointing for me. So I'm gonna try and not let that cloud it. But shit, dude. I think ZIEGER is a more complete track, so I would maybe edge ZIEGER in this situation. I mean, the fact that it's even close, 2 versus 1, it says a lot, I think. So, but I do think that they barely won the shit.
Yeah. I think maybe it's in the rule set that you can't add like layer your voice over another to add like multiple like essentially making it 2. It would have been cool though if he made a reference to it. Like he started to do it for like 3 seconds and he's like someone just like came off frames like, "Hey, you're not allowed to do that." "Oh yeah, I forgot," or something like that. That would have been like funny.
I feel like if you allow there to be tag teams and crews versus solo beatboxers, then this is the time that you would allow that. But I agree with you. Like maybe there is a written rule in there somewhere, but
So then I feel like it becomes too produced. Like I think like
fair.
they are trying to aim if you're
A
I think they wanted to
non-beatbox
make it like
sponsor.
it has to be like beatboxable, quote unquote, right? I think like that's the overall like rule set. Like that's what they
Okay.
want to keep. Because that's what it was like with BBU. Like it had to be like you can do all these things, like you can copy and paste, but it has to be like beatboxable in a sense, right? Because when you like layer your voice, you're adding like essentially another you, and that's not beatboxable because you can't do 2 things at once, right? Which is kind of interesting because like remember like we said like B-Art kind of like took it to the extreme in that side. Where like I think like personally I think some of the stuff he did wasn't beatboxable, but it is what it is. So for this, yeah, it's a 50-50 for me. Like I'd be happy with either of them, honestly. They're 2 completely different routines. I think I appreciate what Dropical did more, because his felt more raw, and also 1 against 2 was kind of fucking crazy. So it's 50-50 for me. I'd be happy with either of them, honestly.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, I still think I'm gonna go ZIEGER just barely.
Yeah.
Granted, we don't get to know yet, so